More than 46 years after the crash of United Airlines Flight 553 near Midway Airport in my hometown of Chicago, Illinois, mystery and controversy still surrounds the facts and rumors concerning what happened that tragic afternoon when the Boeing 737 that was inbound from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., crashed into several homes while attempting to land. Out of the 61 passengers and crew on board, 43 people died plus 2 on the ground. Among the dead were CBS News investigative reporter Michele Clark and wife to Watergate conspirator E. Howard Hunt, Dorothy Hunt. The official FAA and NTSB investigation listed pilot error as the reason why the plane overshot the runway at Chicago's second busiest airport and stalled out before crashing into a neighborhood just south of its intended landing spot. However, many historians and conspiracy theorists over the years have eyebrow-raisingly suggested a more sinister cause surrounding the Watergate scandal may have brung the aircraft down with the intent to silence an aspiring young black female reporter who had accompanied her source, Dorothy Hunt, while working on a very important story that may have broke the biggest political scandal in American history wide open before the congressional hearings, impeachment, and ultimate resignation of the nation's 37th president. Over the years, as information about this tragic crash has resurfaced, it has been noted that Dorothy Hunt, who was the wife of E. Howard Hunt, one of the Watergate conspirators enlisted to do President Nixon's bidding during the break-in of the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C., was carrying $10,000 in cash with her when she boarded Flight 553, which is believed to have been hush money funded by a secret trust fund opened and supplied by Nixon's fixers that was used to bribe the Watergate conspirators to ensure their silence and loyalty about what they knew. The leading theory was that Miss Hunt boarded the flight on the morning of December 8, 1972, with the money and several documents related to her husband's involvement in the Watergate scandal that would have been damaging to the Nixon administration. Thus, Nixon hatched a plot with his fixers in the CIA, FBI, and other federal agencies to sabotage the flight, killing Miss Hunt, an Illinois House of Representatives congressman, and 10 other people on the flight that had direct and indirect ties to the Watergate plot. How did Michele Clark fit into all of this? News journalist Michele Clark had excelled and risen quickly through the ranks of the news business, although that may have had more to do with her connections cough cough to powerful white men than it did her individual achievements and professional credentials. Originally a native of Gary, Indiana, the 29-year-old graduated from Columbia Graduate School of Journalism. She was first hired in 1968 as a news anchor for the CBS affiliate news station in Chicago before being transferred to their affiliate in Washington, D.C. in 1971. Before and during her brief career as a news correspondent, she also worked part-time as a model, quote-unquote, cough, cough. This double life led to her relationship with a still unnamed but prominent white CIA officer that same year. In October of 1972, she was assigned by CBS to cover the Watergate scandal as an investigative reporter. Hence, she had been slightly demoted from her glory days as a TV desk anchor in Chicago to work behind the scenes once transferred to Washington. According to sources, she was desperate to get back on top, so to speak, while working her new gig in D.C. She complained constantly to family, friends, and her white CIA agent boyfriend that she felt that she had been blackballed by the higher-ups in CBS who had just at the start of the 1970s began opening up to the idea of women as television reporters, following the glory days of the likes of Walter Cronkite and Howard Cosell. Becoming actually the first African-American woman in history to be posted as a television featured news anchor, her assumptions that she was traded to D.C. to the DC affiliate by CBS to make way for her white female counterparts, who eventually did replace her at the Chicago affiliate station, were likely accurate. Having already been involved with investigating the Watergate story for 2 months, she must have felt a big break when she got in contact with E. Howard Hunt's wife, Dorothy, who was demanding more hush money from the Nixon government for her husband's legal defense, or otherwise she was going to become a whistleblower. Having natural instincts as a journalist, surely Miss Clark jumped at the idea of being the reporter to get the big scoop on White House bribes connected to Watergate. If ever there was a chance to prove she was just as worthy as white female journalists to sit in the anchor seat again, almost certainly this would have been it. Plus, she had an inside man in her white boyfriend in the CIA, which certainly helped with understanding the intricacies of one of the government agencies implicated in the Watergate scandal. Thus, according to the conspiracy theorists, her unintended collision course with tragic doom was set forth. The exact details of who the $10,000 in cash Dorothy Hunt was carrying was for, or where, when, and why Dorothy and Michele linked up to go to Chicago, or who the other 10 people on the flight alleged to have been involved in the Watergate scandal, or how the plane was sabotaged to fall out of the sky were never substantiated. Did this young black female's reporter's ambitions and interracial tendencies lead to her ultimate demise? Or is it just another loosely thrown around conspiracy theory lost in the annals of American history? This article was created exclusively by me, Brian Solange, on my blog at patreon.com. You can check out this and other articles written and produced exclusively by me on my Patreon page, which is in the link in the description below.